this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with the Papercraft Society Advent Calendar for December the 21st. And this one I can already see by the colour is again by Made to Surprise. And in it we have got, ephemera. And I can already see, without unpacking it, that this matches the stamps we already had. So this is the jungle theme. Well, not all of them are jungle animals actually. So they look like the same motifs as the stamps. Check those out. So we've got flowers, foliage there, leaves, and we've got the animals. Oh, pardon me, I had to edit a cough out there. What I do like about this, we've got some animals that are mirrored. This is actually, I'm just immediately thinking about creating a spinner card, because then you've got them from both sides. Yeah, so we've got the crocodile there, there's the lion, and then we should have two of the flamingos. This one, unfortunately, is already creased. I don't like that, but I might be able to flatten that out a little bit. So there's the other flamingo. So hope they match. Yeah, they do. So I'll have a sort through these, sort these into categories, so I've got an idea what I've got. We've got sentiments, obviously. We've got green stuff. And as before, I'm not really super happy with the quality there. This one's already got creases in it and some blemishes. This one's creased. I don't know whether they didn't take that much care in the production. Don't know if your camera picks that up. So some of these will go in the bin again, like they did with the flower ephemera. But never mind, I don't need them all. But I hope at least, except for that one flamingo, the animals look okay to me. So let me just sort these out, and then I'll have a think about what I'm going to do with them. So I have sorted the ephemera into piles. I've got the more solid leaves here, there's plenty there. I've got these finer leaves, and these are all a bit of sort of a pastel colour, so I think these go nicely with a flamingo. I've got some flowers here. These are feathers, or more rather feathers. I've got a few of these here, look like algae or what's it called, aloe. And then I've got some finer of the green leaves, which I could match with these. Then I've got loads of sentiments. There are plenty. Some are doubles like Hello Handsome, but these are nice. They've got the patterned background that goes with a patterned cardstock from a few days ago, so I'll dig that back out. So there's plenty there to go with all the animals. And then this is the stuff that I unfortunately have to put in the bin. So the ones that are heavily creased, I can understand that these fine ones get bent once they get in the packaging, but yeah, I'm not super happy with the quality of that. So, and these, they're not even properly cut out. Can you see? There's a kink in there, so I can cut these maybe down if I've got a matching circle die, if I want to use them. This one as well, it's come off. Maybe that's because, you know, when you stack them, but I said that on a few other occasions, not all the quality is not always great with this advent calendar. Then again, I've said that I love the embossing folder, so all in all I think it is good value for all of it. But don't get disheartened if you have that. Some of these can be remedied, but others I don't mind putting them in the bin. So yeah, I have decided to make a spinner card. I was thinking about making maybe a DL spinner card and using 3 animals, but this one, because I don't need any children's cards really, I don't have any children I need to give cards to, but I think I get away with using these images for an adult card. I've got adults that are young at heart. This one looks a bit too childish to me, so I keep that aside, give that maybe to a friend. And the flamingo would be good. Problem with the flamingo is he might be a bit too wide to spin, so I think I'll set him aside as well. So I just do a spinner card with these two. make it a double spinner card. So let me get all my supplies ready and then I'll show you how it's done. For my card base, I decided to go for a 5x7 card. Problem I have with my die cutting machine, I've only got a slim one which is 6 inches wide. I can't put my card base through like this, so I have to cut it through like this, but because I only want to cut the front panel, I have to create my card like this. So I have taken 2 shop bought 5x7 cards. One I have cut off 1/2 inch away from the score line. I can use that panel for another project. And one I just have cut in half, which I then, when I've finished all my die cutting on the front, I can attach onto that flap. And the other half here I can use as my front panel because it is the same size, or almost the same size. I did cut 2 slithers off the top and the bottom, so it has just a tiny frame. I find that a bit easier to align it then. So the other thing I have already prepared is I have dug out my patterned paper from the other Made to Surprise wallet the other day, but I had obviously already used my crocodile paper. If you haven't watched that video, you can find it in my playlist. So I thought about using some green cardstock, and then when I was looking through my cardstock, I came across this zebra print, but it had a white background. So all I did was I went over this with my green oxide, distress oxide mowed lawn, and I just inked it up in the background. So I've got a bit of green to go with the crocodile. But I don't want to just place it down in panels. I think I will actually cut this into strips or even squares and mix and match these 2 patterns. The squares, by the way, are an idea from the Mixed Up Crafters Facebook page, I think, if not the Craft Stash chat. It's worth looking at these Facebook pages for inspiration. So I will cover my front panel, the one that goes on the top here, with the pattern paper, and then I will die cut my 2 circles from the front here. I will, for that, I tell you what, because I will be doing it off camera, I will, when I've covered this with pattern cardstock, I will align this and I will put these through the die cutting machine together, because we need the circles in the same place on the front here and on the back. And the size of the circles is defined by these images, so you need to have enough space to put these through, and I will put them rather to the top because I want to use some of the leaf ephemera at the bottom, and I want to leave some space for the sentiment. So I'll do this off camera and then I'll show you how we assemble the mechanism. I have cut my pattern cardstock to squares, and these are 1 1/4. I try to maximize the number of squares I got out of these without having too many, but that means I ended up like this. And I decided actually to cut this front panel down and to mat it. I have to do that first before I do any die cutting. So I will just cut a little frame off and then put it on some green cardstock. So I have matted my cardstock now on some green. It's a thinner cardstock. But a little tip, with all my measuring, I don't know how it happened, but this ended up much slimmer than I expected it to. So all I did was I just cut the card base down a little bit as well. So this is only now 4 3/4 wide rather than 5, but nobody will measure that, nobody will notice. So when I put this on here later, it looks still okay, it looks very even on either side. So I had to choose a die for, one die for the 2 holes. And at first I thought about using a circle die. Problem with the circle die is that the image can get caught This is really, really tight, and my next one up is too big. So I decided to go for a square one, but this has got some rounded corners. Because I need to cut an aperture into this now. I'm doing the top panel first. And once I've cut the holes, I'm going to lay this down, use my pencil to outline this, and then I know where to cut in the bottom layer. I'm just thinking whether this is the right piece. Because remember, I've got two pieces that go together as a cardstock. I'll work that out in a moment. I might even have used the wrong paper underneath. I'll have to check this out. No, it is right. It is right. Sorry, my brain's just gone brain fog. This is the right piece because I need to cut it off my face. So, yeah. So I will do this quickly off camera. I will keep them to the top of the card because, as I said, I will need some space for the sentiment, and I don't want that to obstruct the window where the one of the animals is circling. And I also want to put some of the foliage on here. So yeah, I'll quickly do this and then I'll come back. I just realised it's not that easy to align this now after I've drawn the pencil on, so I'll just put this over here. So I'm just putting like even marks here. This is the back of the card anyway, so this won't be visible when you open the card. And by doing that and having these evenly, this is much easier for me to space this. And I can now tape my die down and then cut it. If you ever have any areas where your die doesn't cut perfectly, my dies don't, at least these here, just use your nail file and you can go across there and you can get rid of some of these little bits. So, and if I haven't misjudged this now, I can place this on the top, not gluing it down yet, just checking that it will actually fit. It looks okay to me. Doesn't matter if it's got a little bit of edge there. So what I need to do now is get some twine out. I'm just using some normal thread that you would use for sewing. I'll just pick some white, and then I need my little die cuts here. So to make sure these animals fit perfectly into the aperture, I'm going to put the thread down first. If I put the thread on the animals first, the thread might not be centered, and then I'll be struggling. So I'm putting some red tape on the top, in the middle, and at the bottom. This is really easy with the red tape to glue the thread down and hold it in place. Sorry if I'm going off camera there. So, and I've already cut this off, so I'm just placing this in the middle. I'm actually aligning this on the grid. Find the middle there. And then put this here from the top to the bottom. I don't want it to be too tight. You need a little bit of sort of slack to be able to wind these up. So just pressing lightly there without pulling it too much. And I'm putting another little thread over the top of all of these. Sorry, not thread, tape. Just to hold them in place. So, and now I can see where to place my animals, because I know then that they will fit perfectly in here. So right in the middle. and I will use my magic glue again. Again, you could use red tape, but I will leave these to dry properly. Make sure you put enough glue where the thread is, because you don't want this to move within the animal here. Once it's aligned, I'm pressing this down thoroughly, pressing it down where the thread is. Might be overlapping a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So, my little crocodile. Same here, placing it in the middle. This one's got a bit more space on either side. Hope this is not too much glue. I've just caught my finger on the red tape there. Just move this down a little bit. So I'm leaving this to dry thoroughly now before I do anything, I think. Now I can actually take the tape off here and put my glue on the back of this and place this down here. I can do that in the meantime without touching the animals and leaving it all to dry now. And I will cut down the thread here at the bottom. I don't need it that long. And I will also cut it off at the top a little bit. If you wanted to, I should have done that actually. I will do that when I take this off. I will double it up a little bit, I think. So it doesn't come out. I should have done that on, let me just think. Yeah, because I placed it on the top, I wouldn't need another little bit. I tell you what, I'll put another little tape down here and just pull this over it and basically double it up so it can't slip underneath, and I will do the same on the top. So I'll quickly do this off camera, as I said, and then I will glue the panel down. So I thought I'd better show you how I do this. So rather than going on here again and have this too thick, I'm just putting some red tape on here. Let me put it a little bit higher. There, I shouldn't have cut it off like that. So if I take the release paper off now, I can, let me get my tweezers out because it's so short. I can move this bit and place it on the top. Ideally, it's a bit short now, but then because it's stuck underneath and stuck on the top, it's unlikely to slip out. So on the top, I have to do it a little bit differently. So this is, can't remember now whether I've caught it in between, haven't I? Maybe I didn't need another one. I tell you what, I've got so much brain fog today. So I can just place it on the top, cut it off, and then it should be fine. Never mind. I think I saw that Katerina, who was also doing the challenge, she made a few mistakes in her video that she recorded today. I'm recording this for tomorrow. And I think it shows we're putting so much effort into producing a video every day that at one point our brains just don't function properly anymore. But I'm glad I'm not the only one. And if that happens to you as well, welcome to the club. So yeah, I just need to stick my panel down now, and then I need to attach this to the base card, and that's all I need to do, plus the embellishments on the front. In order to attach the front to the flap here, I'm just putting some liquid glue down here. You can use some tape if you want to. By the way, I've also tapered the edges here a little bit, so just cut a little slither off there. And I'm just lining this up next to it like this. When I've aligned it, I'm just getting as close as possible, but leaving sort of a slither of a gap, and then I'm just pressing this down. I don't want to go past the score line here. Said if you have a bigger die cutting machine, you don't have to do that, but this is my way of creating it. And then this sits really nicely. So what I'm doing off camera now is I'm just picking some of the ephemera and one of the sentiments which I'm going to place at the bottom, and then I'll show you how it works, the spinner. So my card is finished. I picked some of the lighter green leaves because I like the way they match my background and the crocodile colour. So I popped these on flat, and the sentiment here and the sentiment down here I'll put on foam. And I think I like this one, Snappy Birthday to You, so that goes with the crocodile, and the wild thing, the zebra pattern, goes with this one, so I think that blends in really nicely. And I did pop the two flowers here. First of all, I like them, and also this colour goes with the gold, so I think they're blended quite nicely. So what you need to do is when you send it in the post or hand it over, you have to wind these up, and it's up to you how often you do it. So twist them, and when the recipient takes it out and they open it, they do spin. Oh, the bottom one didn't spin. Why is that? Let me try that again. You can actually see whether the thread is spinning. Oh, maybe it's because it already undid itself. So let me see. Yeah, they're both spinning. So, and obviously when you stand it up, they still move around a little bit. And yeah, I think this is a nice card for children as well. But I'm sure I'll find an adult I can give this to. I think this is good fun, and I love this crocodile. And don't forget, you've got the matching stamp set, so just because you've used these two pieces of ephemera doesn't mean you can't recreate this card, because you can always stamp and colour these images again. Yeah, if you like this card, you might want to give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see what I'm creating tomorrow, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very happy about that. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video.